Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's Orthosouth at orthosouth.org.
Kevin Garnett returned to Minnesota. How awesome was this?
Look at this.
That's love right there.
When he walks in, and they brought him out of the tunnel. They're like, welcome back. They played like a tribute video.
That's the reason why guys like TA and them are here, bro.
It's the best.
You want to see the OGs back showing love.
It's the best. That is the best. Nothing has felt more wrong than Kevin Garnett not being a part of that.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
From the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right, here. My name is Gary Parrish, speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio, FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you didn't skip out on the first night of the NBA's play-in tournament last night, because it was actually enjoyable. 2 fun games, thrilling finishes. Congratulations to the winners, your Charlotte Hornets and your Portland Trail Blazers. It was a nice night for the Grizzlies. We'll talk about all of it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. The next segment, about 20 minutes, Chris Vernon will join me. He is the host of the Chris Vernon Show. That's weekdays, noon, Grind City Media. I'll talk all things NBA with Vernon. He'll be here in the next segment. Finish talking to him, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, Penny Hardaway added 2 players from the transfer portal on Tuesday. I'll tell you a little bit about them. We'll do that in about 40 minutes. Coppin State. Oh, they had a rough day at the baseball park yesterday. Gave up 20 runs in the first inning. Lost to Lehigh 30-6. They made history, not the good kind. I'll tell you how in just a bit. The Columbus Blue Jackets. That's an NHL franchise. They play hockey, skate on the ice.
Yep.
They apparently stink at the sport that they play. And their coach, he's had enough. I'll tell you what he said about his players. We'll do that a little later on in the show. It's now official. Diana Russini is out as an NFL insider at The Athletic, less than a week after the New York Post posted pictures of her alone in a hot tub with Patriots coach Mike Vrabel. We'll put a bow on that story in the third segment. And for the second time in 3 weeks, a senior skip day in the area has led to a 17-year-old being shot. This time, the teenager did not survive. We'll express frustration and sadness. We'll do it during a segment. We call 5 more things you need to know. Then we'll eventually do GP's carryout, and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start with the NBA play-in tournament because it got underway last night with 2 games that advanced 2 franchises to their next steps in this postseason, and it ended things for 2 others. The first game was, I think I can call it this, an all-time play-in classic. Felt like an all-time play-in classic. Final score, Hornets 127, Heat 126. It was in overtime. LaMelo Ball definitely had the game-winning bucket. He also arguably had the game-winning trip. Grayson Allen, you are now off the hook, the most famous tripper in basketball right now. It's 24-year-old LaMelo Ball, who clearly grabbed and tripped Bam Adebayo early in the second quarter of what was at the time a 4-point game. Kyra, let's watch LaMelo trip Bam and see if we can see on the replay what none of the officials could see in real time, so we don't have the video. All right, skip that. You've probably seen it by now anyway. I'll tell you what it looks like. LaMelo Ball is driving. He gets hit in the head. He falls down to the court. Bam Adebayo standing there. He grabs his leg, pulls it this way. Bam falls backwards, lands on his tailbone. Big Bet Bennett, good to see you on a Wednesday morning. You saw the replay. It was a trip, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, without question. Clearly.
Should he have been thrown out of the game?
I don't know if he should have been thrown out of the game. I think that the officials should have taken a look at it probably. I mean, you heard Eric Spoelstra in the postgame. He was pissed. And it wasn't like there wasn't a foul called or anything there, so it was just like a play on. So I guess like in that, there wasn't really an opportunity in the moment to stop it, I guess. But I think like the officials have to be able to stop that and go take a look at it somehow.
They did clarify that situation after the game. I should clarify our situation. Let me raise my hand and say that was my fault. I did not send the video properly like I should have. All right?
When you said that, I was like, I don't think I saw anything.
I mean, I had it in a different text. I forgot to send it where I needed to send it. That's on me. I don't like it when people don't take responsibility for their own shortcomings. And I realize when I say, like, Kyra, play the video, and then we don't have it, it sounds like maybe that was Kyra's fault. It's not Kyra's fault. It was on me.
It's okay. The other show tells Jalen to play videos every 5 seconds that he doesn't have, so okay. It's fine.
I just want to make sure everybody knows that was my fault, not anybody else's fault. I didn't like the way that sounded. Anyway, Bam landed on his tailbone and got up eventually. But what the refs subsequently explain, and here you can see it. There's Kyra can get it for herself, I guess. So, like, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, he tripped him. He just did.
Now, what the officials subsequently explained is that once they miss that, like once there's not a stoppage in play there in that moment, if the video plays out, what happens is the game goes to the other end of the court with a transition opportunity. And the game doesn't stop again until it's back on this end of the court with Bam still sitting there. So what the officials explained afterward is once the game continues and we've already done this and now this, we don't have the ability to go back and look at that.
Sure.
Like it's not allowed. So if the question is why didn't the officials go back and look at it, the answer is we're not allowed to,
right,
given the way the rules are written, given the way that play unfolded. But it was obviously a turning point in the game because, as you know, Bam Adebayo didn't only go down right there. He never played a minute in that game again.
Well, and
he was done.
And LaMelo Ball hits a game-winning layup, going to the rim, and they don't have their, rim protector in the game. Like
Also, Miami allowed Charlotte to grab 17 offensive rebounds in the game. Probably doesn't happen if Bam Adebayo's in the game. And that, by the way, is how the Hornets end up getting 10 more shots than Miami and win the game in overtime despite shooting a worse percentage from the field. To his credit, after the game, LaMelo copped to it.
Yeah.
He said, listen, I got hit in the head, got a little lost, did what I did. He knew he was wrong. I can appreciate him owning it. Not everybody would. Like Draymond Green does stuff like this all the time, and then acts like he didn't do it.
Part of the game.
And he'll just act like it's not, like you're not seeing what you're seeing. I can at least appreciate LaMelo Ball being like, yeah, I did what I did.
Yeah.
Not proud of it. Wish I wouldn't have. I'll check on him. But shouldn't have done that. I like him owning it. Still, like, you can't do that. And understandably, Heat coach Eric Spoelstra, he was hot afterwards and actually said that he believed that LaMelo should have been thrown out of the game. Now, again, the officials have already clarified that. whether we think LaMelo should have been thrown out of the game, if we saw that in real time or had the ability to look at it, is a totally different conversation that the officials told the poll reporter last night that we are not having.
Right.
Because it's not our job. If what you're asking me as an official in this game is what do I think should have happened to LaMelo Ball? And what I'm telling you is it's a non-starter for us because we were not allowed to look at that. Once we miss it in real time, we can't go back and look at it because of the way the game unfolded. Beyond that, if we would have caught it in real time, you know what we would have done. We would have sent it to Secaucus. They would have made that decision, not us. So it makes no sense for me to give you an answer to that right now. I bet you the league office will give you one, tomorrow. And so that's where we are. But Spoelstra, he said he should have been removed from the game. It's not cute. It's not funny. It's dangerous. It's stupid. He should have been removed from the game. The Prime Video studio crew pushed back on that a little bit. They all said, you can't do that. That's wrong. But Blake Griffin, at least specifically, said, I don't know. Even if they had the ability to look at that, I don't know that they would have really thrown him out of the game for that.
I think worse, it's probably a flagrant one, something like that.
It is something that elevates from a nothing, but probably doesn't elevate to you're out of this game.
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that should be something that maybe they could figure out where the officials are at some point able to go back and look at something like that. Just because it was so obvious.
Well, in sports, we do this all the time.
Yeah.
We have these situations arise that we didn't account for. And then after we see it, we go, ooh, we should have a rule in place that allows us to handle this situation differently. Mm-hmm. And then you put a rule in place that allows you to handle this situation differently. Like you learn as you go. So perhaps they'll do that.
Sure.
Maybe not. But Spoelstra was hot. He didn't want to say LaMelo tripping Bam cost the Heat the game. In fact, he went out of his way not to say that, but he clearly feels that way.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely feels like if not for that, we win the game. Shenanigans aside, fun game.
Dude, it was awesome. Last night was awesome.
Last night was awesome. I watched both games.
Yes, man. Like it's one of those things, like we've talked about it a lot. Like the league might have a regular season problem. I do not think they have a postseason problem at all.
They didn't last night.
No.
Last night was terrific.
Last night was awesome.
Kobe White, let's circle back to how we even got to overtime. Kobe White buries a 23-footer with 10.8 seconds left in regulation, which goes down in history because I follow some Hornets fans, and my old podcast producer with the Island College Basketball Podcast, Kanata, lives in Charlotte. He's a Hornets fan. So I see his commentary, and he's like, that's a top 3 shot in Hornets history. Kobe White hit that last night. And then LaMelo gets the go-ahead layup in overtime with 4.7 seconds left. And then Miles Bridges gets a block at the buzzer on Davion Mitchell. It was his game-winning attempt from 5 feet. So it was just an awesome finish and an incredible scene. And that is what the play-in is supposed to look like and feel like. It was fantastic, which is why it does kind of, after we got last night, kind of stink on some level that the Warriors have already indicated that they will not be doing everything they can possibly do to win their play-in game tonight. But like I explained yesterday, that's nothing more than the byproduct of a system in place that makes it more sensible than not for the shorthanded Warriors to end their season before the playoffs actually start, so that they can then have the 11th best lottery odds for the 2026 NBA draft instead of 0 lottery odds and a presumed ass-kicking on deck from SGA and OKC. Like, given those options, one seems smarter than the other one. Also, this is the byproduct of 2 franchises in very different places. Golden State, and I hope this is clear because we talked about this extensively yesterday. When I say they're not doing everything they can do to win tonight, they've already indicated that. I mean that last night, Charlotte was going to have LaMelo Ball on the court as much as possible down the stretch and in that game because the number one priority for Charlotte last night was to win the game. Mm-hmm. It was also the number one priority for Miami. and it was also the number one priority for both teams in the other game.
Yep.
That's not true tonight. Golden State, like when Steph Curry's on the court and he takes a shot, he's trying to make it. Nobody's out there throwing a game. It's just that you will see a point tonight where the Clippers are really pushing it in terms of minutes played on their stars and trying to maximize everything they can because their goal is to win this game tonight in advance. And the Warriors would just as soon, in fact, would rather not win this game in advance. It doesn't mean they're going to throw balls into the crowd and miss shots intentionally. It just means that, think of it as, I always circle back to this stuff, youth baseball. Sometimes in group play, like on Saturday, you know, you might have your shortstop in right field. You might have your left fielder pitch a little bit. Let kids get in different positions because, hey, we're not really – the goal here isn't to maximize winning as much as it's like, hey, we're in group play and we're all just, you know, we're playing tomorrow no matter what. So let's just move the kids around a little bit and make sure everybody gets playing time. But then on Sunday, you're in bracket play, single elimination. Your best pitcher's pitching. Your best shortstop's at shortstop. Your best second baseman's at second base. You're trying to win the game, so you act accordingly. The Warriors will treat this more like group play than single elimination bracket play. It'll be a Saturday youth baseball tournament for them instead of a Sunday single elimination. Now we got to put our best foot forward to try to win the game. They'll approach it that way, and the reason is because Golden State knows it's not going anywhere that matters to it. And I'm emphasizing that point. It's not going anywhere that matters to it this season. With Jimmy Butler, Moses Moody, both sidelined for the year. So for Golden State, having lottery odds, small as they might be, is the best thing that could come from this week for a franchise that would still like to figure out how to put one more contender around a now 38-year-old Steph Curry, be 39 next season. And the best way to do that is to get lucky in the lottery. Simply put, you cannot get lucky in the lottery, follow me here, if you're not in the lottery. So tonight, the players, the Warriors put on the court, when they put them on the court, will try to win, sure. But the franchise will not push Steph, Draymond, and its top players in terms of minutes tonight, the way Charlotte, Miami, Portland, and Phoenix pushed their top players last night. And that's because Charlotte, Miami, Portland, and Phoenix really wanted to advance in these playoffs. And Golden State does not, for understandable reasons, given the goofy system that the NBA has in place. The Hornets have not been to the playoffs since 2016. All right? So just getting there means nothing to the Warriors. That's won 4 of the past 11 championships, but just getting there means a ton to a Hornets franchise, and you saw that last night. That hasn't finished better than 9th in the East in the regular season since 2016 and has not won a playoff series since. Bennett, it's trivia time.
Okay.
When's the last time the Charlotte Hornets actually won a playoff series?
Oh, I'm going to assume Kemba Walker got one. Let's say 2009.
2002 is the answer. They beat the Magic 3-1 in a best-of-5 series. Leading scorer that season was Jamal Mashburn. Also on that team, Baron Davis, David Wesley, Eldon Campbell, and current Grand Canyon coach, Bryce Drew.
Damn, so it's the old Hornets. This is pre-Bobcats Hornets.
Pre-Bobcat Hornets is the current version of the Hornets have never won a playoff series.
Well, I'm rooting for them. They still got to get there, but I'm rooting for them.
Well, this is my point. Just getting to the playoffs means nothing to Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. It means everything to the Hornets because they ain't won 4 of the past 11 championships. They ain't even won a playoff series since 2002. And that's why last night's scene was awesome. And so next up, it's one more game to actually get into the bracket for Charlotte. They will play the loser of tonight's Magic Sixers game. They'll do that on the road on Friday. And again, if they are able to win that one, which I think if you're not a fan of the other team, you kind of want, like the Charlotte thing's kind of a fun little thing. Like LaMelo's fun, Knippel's setting records.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, they're a fun team.
Right.
For sure.
So if they can win on Friday, they'll be in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Again, for the first time since 2016. Good luck to them. Meantime, Game 2 last night was also awesome. Final score, Blazers 114, Suns 110. Phoenix was up 11 with 6:25 to play, up 8 with just 3:18 left. And from there, Portland closed on a 17-5 run, win the game by 4. Denny Avdia, 41 points on 22 shots. And the Blazers are now in the Western Conference playoffs for the first time since 2021. They're the 7th seed, which means they're going to start a best-of-7 series with Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs. They're going to do that Sunday night on NBC. Did you make it to the end of that one last night? Understandable if you didn't, but my sleeping habits are still goofy, so I saw the whole deal.
I did, and Denny Avdia has had an insane season. We didn't get to see him really. In fact, I think the only time he played against the Grizzlies was early this season in Portland, maybe. We didn't see him the last couple times that we played against the Blazers, but he's had a really good season. He's clearly like an emerging star right now. I mean, that like you can't argue with 41 points in a play-in win. That's pretty damn good.
He was on the Wizards for 4 seasons, and then they traded him.
Yep.
Seems like a mistake.
Yeah, that might have been a mistake.
Seems like it might have been a mistake. Hey, Portland, congrats. They made history last night.
What'd they do?
First franchise to ever advance to the Western Conference playoffs in the same season in which their coach was indicted on felony gambling charges.
Bro, this season, I swear to God, it feels like that this season was like 3 seasons combined.
Lost your coach to a felony, still made the playoffs. Interesting.
I mean, that feels like it happened 3 years ago at this point. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I completely forgot about that until you just said it.
Yeah, no, they made history. I didn't actually look that up. I didn't get research to look it up.
It's got to be historic.
Got to be true.
It's got to be.
First team to ever make the playoffs in the same season in which you lost your head coach to a felony gambling scandal. Gotta be.
Yeah.
Gotta be a 1-on-1.
It's got to be a 1-of-1. Yeah.
Next up for the Suns, Friday's game with the winner of tonight's game between the Clippers and Warriors. And then the winner of that game on Friday will be the 8th seed in the West. As you know, we're rooting hard for the Suns to lose because if the Suns lose, the Grizzlies will get a second lottery pick and thus have an even better chance to move into the top 4 of the 2026 NBA draft. So if you're keeping track, here's what we now need for the Grizz to get a second lottery pick. We don't need all this stuff. We just need some of this stuff. We either need Phoenix to lose again on Friday or Orlando to lose tonight and then again on Friday. In a game that we now know if Orlando is, it would be at home against the Hornets.
Okay.
All right? Either scenario works. Just need Orlando to lose tonight and again on Friday or Phoenix to lose on Friday. If either happens, the Grizz are going to have 2 lottery picks and better odds to jump in the top 4. Could actually pick first and second.
Oh, my God. That'd be insane. That'd be amazing.
So go Sixers. Go Clippers.
I think that's the one that feels the most realistic right now.
What?
The Clippers. I think they're going to get that one.
Clippers beat the Warriors tonight.
Yeah.
And then go on the road and win.
Yeah.
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 I think that's our best bet. Let's do it.
I think so too.
Let's do it. Let's be Kawhi. Let's be Kawhi Leonard fans.
I can do that.
I can do that.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with that. Respect to Kawhi.
I don't mind that he circumvented the salary cap.
It's okay.
You know what? Hey, none of us are perfect.
Yeah, allegedly. So, you know.
Nobody's perfect.
Right.
You know, some of us have these issues. Some of us have these issues. Some of us have salary cap circumvention issues. Those are Kawhi's.
I can look past all that.
You've got your issues. I've got mine. Kawhi's got his. He likes to circumvent the salary cap. I'm willing to look past it. Are you willing to look past it?
Yes, without question.
Kawhi, can you deliver us a win tonight and a win on Friday? And we're willing to let bygones be bygones. Circumvent the cap however you want. Can you win tonight and Friday? Can you get us a second lottery pick? If so, circumvent the cap however you like.
We need that to happen too, because the nightmare is going to be if the Warriors win, because then they ain't going to have no interest in winning on Friday.
They might not even go.
Right, they may not show up.
They might not show
forfeit.
up.
Yeah,
so they would forfeit.
We've got to. We need the Clippers in this.
You know what? Let's get Vernon in here. Let's make sure. Like he's the one.
We went through all the scenarios.
He's
correctly.
the one with the Ringer podcast. Yeah. All right. Let's ask him how badly we are Kawhi Leonard fans tonight. I think pretty badly, but we'll get his take. We'll do that next. Gary Parrish Show presented Ortho South.
With living in luxury at Southland Casino Hotel, the good life is closer than you think. Members get one entry with every 100 points earned playing on their Lucky North Rewards card, plus one free entry daily. Win free play at our hourly drawings, and don't miss our Saturday grand prize drawings in March. You could win a home theater package, premium massage chair, an outdoor jacuzzi, and $250,000 cash. Luxurious prizes await at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or older. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
The Grizzlies are proud to team up with Prime Global Group, a company on a mission to redefine real estate investment. By leveraging deep experience, strategic insight, and robust resources, Prime Global Group is shaping a smarter, socially responsible future. Whether you're an investor or simply curious, now's the time to explore innovative strategies that align with your values. Join the movement and discover how you can be a part of this exciting evolution. Visit primeglobalgroup.net to learn more and connect with the team today. That's primeglobalgroup.net.
Kevin Garnett returned to Minnesota. How awesome was this? Look at this.
That's love right there.
When he walks in, and they brought him out of the tunnel. They're like, welcome back. They played like a tribute video.
That's the reason why guys like TA and them are here, bro.
It's the best.
You want to see the OGs back showing love.
It's the best. That is the best. Nothing has felt more wrong than Kevin Garnett not being a part of that.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Parrish Show presented by Ortho South. We're inside the Built Ford Tough studio, and on Wednesday's second segment, I'm joined by Chris Vernon, host of the Chris Vernon Show. He's here right now. That's Chris Vernon. Hey, Chris Vernon. Do I have this right? Are we big Kawhi Leonard fans?
Yes.
We need Kawhi Leonard to come through for us.
Yes, we need Kawhi Leonard badly.
Be awesome tonight. Be awesome Friday. Nope. Give me more lottery odds.
You know, I heard you talking yesterday about the whole Warriors punting on it, but I've listened to a bunch of NBA podcasts. Like, nobody else is talking about that they're going to punt this.
They are on 97 point whatever the game in San Francisco.
They're just saying they're going to punt it.
Well, they're saying, like, Steve Kerr came out.
I know he said they're not going to play 40 minutes, but they wouldn't play 40 minutes anyway. Like, I mean, those guys have all been coming back from injury.
But no other coach is going to say, we are not going to do everything we can do to win this game.
I don't know.
And that's what he said.
But he just said they weren't going to play 40 minutes. That those guys, they would be available, but they're not going to be playing 40 minutes in this game. I actually think that people think they're going to go for it. They're going to try to win.
Their fans don't.
Really?
I mean, I looked at all the response, and it's sort of split among Warriors fans. Warriors fans are like, some of them are like, hey, it's just the smart thing to do. We're not going anywhere anyway. And then there is a not insignificant portion who, at least the replies are, I'm disgusted by this. We are in the postseason.
Yeah.
We have Steph Curry. We should be doing everything we can to try to win this game, and it doesn't sound like we're that interested in it.
Right. Yeah, maybe so. But, I mean, like, look, Porzingis hardly ever plays, and Curry's been out for a long time.
And the truth is, here's the thing. Like, if I were Kerr, I would have just taken that back. I just wouldn't have said
maybe
it.
So.
Because here's the truth. You can just play him however much you play him.
Yep.
Probably going to lose no matter what.
Yep.
And it's just a non-story.
Well, now we need Kawhi Leonard.
Go big.
We need Kawhi Leonard. It broke perfectly last night. It really did.
Yeah.
It broke perfectly. Shout out Danny Avdia. Shout out.
So like as I'm watching,
that was unbelievable.
So like as I'm watching this stuff, I'm making notes, and I got under the Chris Vernon file here. It says, "Hey, was it considered ridiculous in real time when they moved him?"
No.
Okay, so this is just one of those things.
I mean,
where...
look, I think there's 3 of them. Last night, I heard my buddy Kirk Goldsberry mention this. Do you watch last night's games? There's 3 of them that teams gave up on, moved off of, not for huge return,
right?
That were the stars last night. Davion Mitchell.
Yeah.
Davion Mitchell was unbelievable.
And he's a real player now.
Was he with Sacramento?
Yep.
Why did they do that?
Avdia.
Yeah.
And Kobe White.
Yes.
Kobe White was like the hero for Charlotte last night. He saved their ass.
That shot was outrageous.
He saved them.
Yeah.
Well, we talk about Grant Williams taking the biggest shot of the game. That was horrible. Do you see? I mean, you worry about like the young team getting tight. How tight did they get? Yeah. Oh my God. They're all just standing around. Nobody wants to shoot it. Brandon Miller's like, nah, I don't want that ball. LaMelo's like, no, I don't want that ball. Grant Williams like, I'll shoot it.
But Brandon Miller made a big one at one point.
He did, but that was the next play. They were already down. They were down 4 after that.
Right.
But yeah, like this stuff happens, and you give up on guys, or guys got moved. I only know one Wizards fan, Joe House, and I texted him last night, and he was like, I was like, if I would have told you this is Denny out, he's like, nobody saw that. He's like, but he goes, I don't think he really like laments it too much because of like the timeline thing, and it was pretty obvious.
Right.
Denny's timeline was going to be a little bit different, but he had some good games. He said, but it was always hard to tell because he played with crappy players.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not going to see. And that is the truth of a lot of players in the NBA, right? It's like, all right, what's their situation? What are they in? And he's like, right now, he's in an unbelievable situation, but he is so much better than anybody would have ever expected. And every once in a while, we have these guys, it's 5 or 6 years into it that they become whatever they're going to become.
That's Mike Conley, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Like it took a long time for it to happen.
But I mean, this guy was 41-12 last night.
Right.
I mean, he was unstoppable.
Yeah. No.
Shout out to him. We needed it. We needed that.
Like, I just, because of the way the season unfolds, like, I'm in New York. It's college basketball every night. I see the Grizzlies, and I don't see a lot other than the Grizzlies. So the idea that I'm just locked in on an NBA game not involving the Grizzlies, and it actually feels like, okay, this is fun. This is good. Like, I got that. Last night was a great night for the NBA.
Oh, my God.
The past month has been a horrible month for the NBA.
We deserved it.
Last night was awesome.
Unbelievable.
Right.
Unbelievable. That Charlotte-Miami game was crazy. And then, obviously, we get to that second game, which we had a odd rooting interest in.
And, like, I was in it.
Hey, Dylan Brooks gave up the game-winning and one. I just wanted to mention that to you. Just in case.
Well,
I didn't know if you saw. I didn't know if you stayed up.
I did. Well, it's not his fault that his superstar didn't show up in the game last night.
I just didn't know.
There was a point where
he did show up, but Jalen Green decided to take 29 shots.
There was a point where I was making notes here in the Chris Vernon file, and I was like, all right, let's add it up now.
Dylan was good. How many
times has Dylan Brooks made the play?
Dylan was good.
I was about to do this.
Dylan was really good in the game. Right. And then he got a back-breaking technical foul, and he gave up the game-winning and one on which he fouled out.
Right. It was kind of a weird game because
like he's got another chance.
It was kind of a weird game in the sense that the home team is up pretty comfortably.
Yeah,
and then it just
double digits,
and then they just blitzed them.
Well, that was right after the Dylan tech.
Are you suggesting that
he should not have gotten a tech for clapping?
Are you suggesting Dylan?
You could see him. We've been through this. Good luck. Thank goodness Grayson Allen wasn't available either. You can watch it, bro.
Yeah,
it is noticeable when he starts to, it's almost like you're watching a meter go all the way up to red. You're like, oh, something's about to happen. Yeah. You can see his emotion, and because then he'll run down and he just starts ramming people, on offense, and then he gets up on everybody's face on defense, and it's like some of these guys, they can't, there's no governor.
Well, he had the one moment where it was down by the rim, and he did sort of fight through, and I was like, this is gonna go bad.
Yes,
like that was a nice play.
Yeah,
but he'll take it too far.
No, he's getting too high. He's running too high.
He's running too high
right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go back to the LaMelo thing.
Yeah.
They didn't catch it, so it's kind of a moot point. But if they caught it, what do you think they would have done?
Yeah, I almost feel dirty because I'm wearing this Charlotte shirt today to celebrate them. But That was messed up.
We were all rooting for him.
I know, but that was disgusting.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
That was terrible. Oh,
I mean, you ripped the guy's leg out from it. It looked like a wrestling.
It's a flagrant,
You
bro.
know what? I
I don't know if he gets a flagrant 2 in the moment.
You know,
I don't know.
You know when you go back and look at it, it looks like in wrestling when somebody's on their back and somebody's standing above them and they do that thing where they grab their leg and they fall back. It looked like a wrestling move.
It was awful.
Not in a wrestling ring.
It was awful.
And not with wrestlers.
Because here's the thing. I always say fair is fair, right? Like, so when the aforementioned Dylan Brooks punched Donovan Mitchell in the nuts, I got to come on the air and be like, yo, if that's somebody else, I'm furious about that. Like, you can't just delineate because of who it was.
Right.
Bro, if Lou Dort or Draymond or whatever, we'd be talking about how that was the dirtiest ish ever. That injured the other team's star by doing that. Like, now LaMelo, in fairness, does not have a reputation for doing such things.
And
that was filthy.
You know what? But I think he copped to it. Honestly,
he did.
He was like, I got hit, and it felt like his instincts were like, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah,
like that type of thing.
Yeah.
And
he ran hot too.
Yeah, he ran. It was like, I got hit, now I'm hitting somebody. I don't even know who hit me.
Right.
But somebody hit me, I'm doing something. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm telling you, if that's anybody else.
Yeah, I do. Like, that's where I get crossways with Memphis fans sometimes, or even like John Morant fans sometimes. Like, I look at something, whether it's the Mets or the Grizzlies or the Tigers, and I see it. I try. It doesn't mean I'm always right, but I try to see it. If this were Draymond Green doing this, what would I say?
Right.
Okay. Then if this is Santi Aldama doing this, I will say the same thing.
Yeah.
I try to always do that. It doesn't mean I'm always right.
And look, there's no way. Like, if Lou Dort did that.
Yeah, if I were hosting a show in Charlotte as a Hornets fan today, I would say, man, last night was awesome. That was messed up.
Now, you do get again. There is a difference between Dort and Draymond or whatever, because you do catch grace if you're not a repeat offender, right? Because Lou Dort has never done like Draymond Green is like everybody knows, and there's a huge track record, and there's 5-6 minute YouTube clips of you could just type in Draymond Green dirty and watch for entertain yourself for a long time. Dort is always, he's just, everything is an accident. Right. But he's been involved in so many of these, right? Where he just happens to be in the middle of an accident 100,000 times. He's a professional victim. LaMelo, like, that's not the MO. He's just a goofy bastard.
He can't drive, but like, he's not out there trying to hurt people.
Bro, he should have driven last night. 2 for 16 was appalling.
He's such a ridiculous player.
He's crazy.
Yes.
He's crazy. That's what made that so entertaining.
He's played the exact same way his whole life. First time I saw him, he's like 11 years old.
Yeah.
Just launching from everywhere.
Still plays like that.
Yes, he still plays the same way.
There's friggin'.
But they've now surrounded him with enough stuff to where like they're getting some out of it.
Yeah.
It's so
they're fun to watch too.
They are.
They are entertaining. That's why, more so than anything, wanted them to win. Now we need to just we become big Maxey fans tonight.
Yes.
And then let them take care of Orlando.
And that whole Orlando.
It would be crazy if both Dylan and Bane both didn't even make the playoffs.
Yes.
That would be crazy.
I mean, you go out and give up all those picks for Desmond Bane,
right?
And then you just spiral at the end of the season.
Yep.
And it ain't because of him. He's been awesome.
Well, and the same thing goes with Phoenix, who's
2 straight years, Desmond Bane's team is spiraling down the stretch. What do we make of that?
Well, it's also going to be 2 straight years. The Desmond Bane team got the coach fired.
What do we make of that?
Damn.
Is Desmond Bane a modern-day coach killer?
I don't think he is the star player that is allegedly wanting to get him fired that they're talking about.
Probably not.
Probably not. It's not usually the second best guy that gets the coach fired. It's usually
not.
It's usually the former number 1 overall pick. Yeah. That's usually how it goes. So there is like, we won't know anything till May 10th. And I hope my kids will learn that at some point. Every other day.
They ask you,
Dad, where are the Grizzlies picking? May 10th, buddy. We don't know till May 10th. But like having a second set of lottery odds.
Yeah.
It just provides hope.
Yes. That's what we need. We need hope. We got real rooting interest.
We have real rooting interest.
2 lottery picks would be amazing.
Yes.
That changes your, you know what I mean? You have a chance to shape your franchise going forward. You got to remember, look, man, you get to, and I know we focus on those top picks and we got to get really lucky at the top and whatever else. Just keep in mind, last year we had the NBA Finals. Okay, really good one too. Won 7 games, right? Oklahoma City and Indiana. There was one top 5 pick on that court.
Right.
There's one. It's Chet. That's it.
Right.
So, like, you can reshape your franchise without having, yes, of course, if you're able to get A.J. DeBanstead, whatever. But, I mean, like, you look at both Indiana and you look at Oklahoma City last year, the 2 representatives in the NBA Finals, and only one of those guys was a top 5 pick, but you nailed Jalen Williams.
That's right.
And you nailed the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander trade. You nailed Kason Wallace. You nailed the Caruso trade. Like, I mean, but it's not. It's weird because, like, their top picks, like, Josh Giddey was one of those top picks.
Right.
And he was 6, but they used him to be able to go get Caruso out of the deal. They didn't even have, like, their last 2 lottery picks. Those guys are high picks, Topic and what's the guy's name? Sorber this year. Whatever. They're not even playing. Right. But I mean, you can just having the maximum amount of high picks because there's a bunch of really good ones that have come in that 12 to 16
100%.
range.
In this draft, like the other thing, let's say you're picking 6. Let's say it just lands where it lands. You're picking 6. The person who is available at 6 in this draft would probably have been gone by 2 or 3 in a different draft.
Right.
All right. So you're getting more value deeper into the draft. And then I can't tell you who it is because I'm not, I can't see the future. Wherever the Grizzlies, if the Grizzlies have a second lottery pick, wherever that is picked, wherever that's slotted, there will be an all-star, a future all-star picked below that.
Well, and let's
somebody, a future all-star will be on the table. I'm certain. I don't know who it is. But they got to figure it out.
I'll just give you if you just do random names, right? And we go back to the whole LaMelo situation, right? Let's just flip it. And let's say it's Oklahoma City that has they've been recently the best franchise, or San Antonio for that matter, right? And they've got the 6th pick and they've got the 16th pick. Let's say it doesn't break our way, right? They got the 6th and the 16th pick, and then we got to draft night, and it's like Oklahoma City has selected Keaton Wagler and Adai Mara, and you'd be like, "Oh my God, what?
Yes.
What?
Hold on, they just got a bigger point guard and a 7'2", another 7'2" guy.
Like, how does this happen?"
Right.
So again, we could the same way you could get excited about it. The same way that if somebody else did that, I'd be like, "Oh my God!" Like. At worst, you probably got 2 10-year starters or, guys that are going to have careers.
Right.
Careers, right? Because that's the baseline. And then, obviously, you try to nail it. And the other thing is the Grizzlies' track record of drafting has been really good. They have been good at it.
For all of
Yeah, they've been good at drafting.
all of the other stuff that's going on here.
Yep.
And I understand the frustration. I'm not dismissive of it. You do have a front office in place that has been good at this very specific part of the job.
Right.
They've been good at this.
Identifying talent and drafting it.
Yes.
Right.
They've been good at that.
And so, then obviously you hope you get lucky. But, like, you can, and also 31 is a great pick to have because they got 31 in this draft, too. So, I mean, you got a chance of getting, for sure, 2 of the top 15 guys.
Right.
More than likely. Right? 2 of the top 15. And then you got
3 of the top 31. Yeah.
I mean, that goes a long way towards reshaping your team.
I just can't wait till I can walk over to your studio and look out the windows and see all the new faces out there on the signs, on the poles.
Well, look, it's at least we just need the season to end so we could at least turn the page to something hopeful.
Yes.
Because now this is the fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This will be fun. The lottery will be fun. The draft will be fun. Summer league will be fun. Then you'll be like, all right, now we got a fun young team to root for.
Now you watch something and
these last 3 seasons have sucked.
Yes.
Sucked.
This is not fun.
No.
It's not fun.
I mean, it really, the day we got humiliated by the Lakers in that game, everything from then on has been just so lame.
Right.
Because the next year was a punt year. Then last year, the whole thing, they just vomited all over themselves for the last 2 months of the season.
And this thing is sucked.
And the coach got fired.
And this thing is sucked from the jump.
But I mean, John was pissed off all last season too.
Right.
I mean, I went to that game in New York where he's standing in the corner playing thumb war with Mikal Bridges, and I'm like, what is going on? He hated the offense, remember? Noah LaRoche and that new offense. So that was a terrible offense for him, so he hated it. So that last year was just a colossal bummer, and then this year was a punt season. So I mean, we need something good going on.
I look forward to it.
Well,
I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, look, it's a lot better than trying to figure out how that can work.
No question.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. And
it's 3 years, bro. That's a long ass time.
That's the thing. I mean, I still see the back and forth on Twitter and X and whatever. I just don't pay it any mind. Like it doesn't work. It hasn't worked. Like you see the Kendrick Perkins comments, and they might be a little over the top about him. Have you seen those?
No.
He was just like, it's not unlike stuff he said before, but he just sort of doubled down on it. He was just like, Ja Morant, I'm talking to you, not as like a media person, but as somebody who's been, young and in that league. The NBA don't need you.
All right.
Like the NBA will be fine without you. You need to wake up. And like Ja Morant's life's gonna be better than most people's life, I guess, in terms of like houses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it has gotten to a point where like you could look up and you were supposed to run this thing, and now you might not even be a meaningful part of it ever again.
Yeah.
That stinks.
I don't know. I still have hope. I'm still hopeful that he can become what he was supposed to become.
I am too. I don't know that I'm hopeful.
I'm always gonna be a fan. I'm always gonna like the guy.
Yeah, I guess I should.
As a player.
I don't know that I'm optimistic, but I am hopeful for him.
Yeah,
I'm hopeful for him. I wouldn't want him to have to spend the rest of his life with that regret because even
he's always going to be beloved here too.
Because if he doesn't have that,
even it's horrible as this ended. This is horrible the way this ended.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it matters what anybody writes. I don't think it matters what everybody says. People are going to love him, bro.
Well, do you know? Like I lived through this in a different way. My favorite baseball players of all time are both total knuckleheads whose tenures with the Mets ended terribly.
Yep.
Drug addicts.
But they come back and it's a standing O.
Dude, I almost broke down in tears just seeing Dwight Gooden in person.
Yeah.
Like, are you like I felt like I was 7 years old again. So like I thought about this because the adult in me looks at Ja Morant on some level with no bad energy really, but just looks at it and go, man, Jesus, man.
It should have been different.
God, why did you do this? Right? And it's like real frustration with him. Like we work here. This place should be awesome because of him, and it's not because of him. And that stinks. And so that the adult part of me looks at that and is like, man, I'm so frustrated with you.
Right.
But then I think back to Ja Morant ain't Doc Gooden.
No.
He ain't Darryl Strawberry.
No.
They both went way off the rails relative to anything he's ever done.
I also delivered a title.
Yes, I think that's
we went to round 2 once.
I'm just saying
we beat the who did we beat? We beat the Trailblazers.
When I was Oliver and Louie's age, I loved Doc and Darryl the way they love Ja.
Oh yeah.
And I think they'll always have that. Like even Oliver, as much as he's like, yeah, it's time to move on, all that stuff. Like he's still like if he's got hey, grab a hoodie, let's go.
Absolutely.
He's still grabbing the Ja Morant hoodie and throwing it on. Like and he's putting his jaws on, and I think that'll always be there.
It will.
It just sucks that it's this way now.
Now we'll just have to get some Debanstas.
We'll just get some Debanstas. No problem.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right.
Look, he's so depressed still.
Yeah, I am. I wasn't going to butt in. I was just going to sit here.
He still wants to make it happen.
Yeah, it's just
he wants to run it back with the old team.
They're all gone.
He wants to bring Zebo back.
No, he's like that freaking guy in that wrestling video. It's still real to me, damn it.
It is.
It's still real to me.
Hey, Bennett, you're going to have a new favorite player.
We'll see.
You're going to have a new favorite player someday.
He already does. Walter Clayton Jr.
Walter Clayton Jr.
Stop. I do like what you said, though, about...
he bitches about Walter Clayton.
How would you say that?
He does.
Come on, man.
I'm selling you out.
Yeah, that is a big sellout. I'm never going to confide in you on anything again.
I don't care. We sit next to each other at the game.
We have these.
Walter Clayton Jr. is this guy. But in fairness, like I bitch about everybody. You can sell me out too. You can sell me out too. I don't care.
We do this in studio. Like we'll have we'll be in studio and it'll be like a Purdue highlight, and Wally Zerbiak will be like, and Braden Smith, he's just tough as whatever. And I'm like, and we go to commercial. I'm like, bro, I got these Braden Smith texts from you. I know what you really think.
Oh my God.
I know how little you think he is.
Dude, you should see, dude, Benny gets so mad. You should see, he's a big Santi Aldama fan, so every time Santi throws it behind his head and turns it over or dribbles it off his foot or whatever.
Player.
Hey, bro, I will get an inch from I'll get an inch from his face, and I'll just wait until he looks at me. And then he'll be like, That was not good.
You're gonna have a new favorite player, Bennett.
Okay.
You're gonna have a new favorite player. We're gonna celebrate it.
I root for everybody.
Are you rooting for Dylan Brooks to win? Or are you rooting for
No. We need the pick.
Okay.
We need the pick. Yeah, of course.
You can put your love for Dylan Brooks
So
aside.
you were happy when he gave up the AM1 to Denny Avdia to lose the game last night?
I was. Yes, I was.
I was too.
All
Denny
right.
Avdia. I'm getting an Avdia jersey.
Me too.
Actually, I'm not.
That's what I'm doing.
not doing that.
Yeah.
God. You want to talk about the internet being a crazy place?
Woo, buddy. Yeah, don't Google him.
Oh, they hate him.
Some people do.
You want to read this? Look at the response. I woke up this morning. I sent this to Rosa and Devin. I was like, "Hey, good morning." Okay. I took the picture of it. My tweet says Denny is a superstar.
All right.
Denny has been a superstar. That's it.
Yeah, and
That's all I said.
they've got him bombing Gaza or something.
Oh yeah. Listen, read it.
Oh, you want me to read it out loud?
Yeah.
No, God, please don't.
Like, bro, we were just watching.
What do I have to do with anything?
We were just watching a basketball game.
People can go.
We were just watching a basketball game, man.
I have nothing to do with anything. What does it say? The first line was, what was it? What did it say? I was ashamed at your unqualified praise of a proud genocide. I'm like, what? I just watched a basketball game.
I was talking about the and one. I was talking about the and one.
I have nothing to do with this.
I was talking about the and
He
one.
play like a superstar.
But like either that's a bot or it's a real person who's just lost themselves. And I know people like this. I've seen it happen.
So let me just rephrase. I'm not getting a jersey.
Yeah, I don't need that in my life.
I didn't know that's what it was. I didn't know that's what that was going to mean. Because all I did was praise the guy.
I was just like watching a basketball game. You know,
That's it.
I was just like, I thought it was an awesome and one.
It was.
I thought
It was awesome.
No, I see people like I understand the world is a crazy place, and like there are real reasons to like be bothered by stuff that's happening, but the people who are just yelling on the internet all day long.
Oh, bro, you can not. I mean,
I
don't know. You got me. They got me misjudged. It's not my thing. It's not my thing.
I just learned a little while ago. It probably took me years, but I figured it out. Man, I ain't changing the world on the internet.
No, that's true.
You know, I ain't changing the world. I ain't even changing my friends' minds on the internet.
Nah.
All right. Yeah, I never see.
Oh yeah, because you used to be a big Facebooker, right?
I would be like, I can explain this to my idiot friends.
Then you wouldn't.
And then I just realized, they're idiots. Like, you know,
Oh wait,
yeah,
I have no chance.
No chance.
I just wasted an hour.
I have just no, I did. I was just
didn't even read this.
Yeah, it was
They
just like
stupid liberal Gary.
Yeah, it was just it just didn't work for anybody.
They sent you the little I ain't reading all that, but good luck.
It just didn't work. It didn't work.
Yeah.
It was a waste of my time. You're not proving anything to anybody. You're making people hate you.
Yeah.
So I have real feelings about everything that's going on in the world, like every day. But I'm just not going to write paragraphs about it. I'm just not going to write paragraphs about
All
it.
I thought was Denny Avdia played great.
I thought he, 41.
I didn't know I was in the middle of an international conflict.
It's tough out there, man. It's tough out there. All right, I'll see you later.
All right.
That's Chris Vernon. He'll be in a big studio at noon.
Shut up,
we come
man.
back, turn our attention
You a Clayton jersey.
to Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers. They added two.
I hate you. Get
They
out of
added
here.
two players out of the transfer portal. You ever tried to preview the next segment while you and Vernon are just arguing over there? Penny Hardaway got two players out of the transfer portal yesterday. One of them an Eastern European. He's pulling a page out of Brad Underwood's book. We'll talk Tigers next.
Azzy's making money thanks to the new CBA.
Incredible stuff.
Her
Good stuff.
rookie contract, she is projected to make $500,000 this year. And just in comparison, Paige made $78,000 last year and Caitlin Clark made $76,000.
Anytime we get workers getting paid what they're worth, I'm all for it.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
25 years of history. Going back to where it all started. B2K is back. The Millennium Tour presents the Boys for Life Tour. Bow Wow.
I ain't impressed cause ain't none of them at all.
Boys Boys for Life. Also starring Pretty Ricky, B5, Young Jock, Crime Mob, A. Marie, and Franchise Boys. April 26th, FedEx Forum. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Presented by the Black Promoters Collective.
Each challenge is unique, so each game plan is customized to identify opportunity and the path to victory. It's true in basketball, it's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle with personalized planning and advice. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by May 30th, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Kevin Garnett returned to Minnesota. How awesome was this? Look at this.
That's love right there.
When he walks in, and they brought him out of the tunnel. They're like, welcome back. They played like a tribute video.
That's the reason why guys like TA and them are here, bro.
That's the best.
You want to see the OGs back showing love.
It's the best. That is the best. Nothing has felt more wrong than Kevin Garnett not being a part of that.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
New Amsterdam Vodka is an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies. It's the only exceptionally smooth vodka that is 5 times distilled, 3 times filtered, and rated 93 points. New Amsterdam believes wins big and small become legendary when you celebrate them with your crew. So here's to the blue, white, and gold, the Memphis grit and grind, and reliving winning moments big and small with Tennessee's favorite basketball team. New Amsterdam Vodka. Find your wins.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays and the evenings, even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more, orthosouth.org. That's Orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Penny Hardaway's program added 2 players out of the transfer portal yesterday, one from Washington State, one from Pitt. Washington State, it's a 6'7" forward from Latvia. His name is Ruhards Vevers, and he shot above 41% from 3 this past season in the West Coast Conference on more than 6 attempts per game. Bennett, 6'7" forward from Latvia, who's shooting above 41% from 3 on more than 6 attempts per game. In a conference that's better than the conference he'll be playing in next season with the University of Memphis. Are you fired up?
I'm excited. I'm excited to get some new players that have been productive in college basketball on the team. I'm very excited about that. I don't want to I'm excited, but I can't sit here and because I've said I want guys from winning situations. Mm-hmm. These 2 guys are not coming from winning situations, but they are coming from Power 5 league. I mean, I guess West Coast.
Washington State was in the Pac-12. They got left behind. They're in the West Coast, but they were. How about this? Ruhards Vevers played in Gonzaga's league this season, and
that was a great league.
It was
a good league,
better than the American.
Yeah.
And he was a real player in that league, started 16 games, averaged 11.5 points, shot above 41% from 3 on more than 6 attempts per game. Statistically, that's solid stuff.
For sure.
All right?
No question.
We'll see all the other stuff when he gets here, but that's a double-digit score from a league better than the league that you play in. Just keep it factual. Yeah. And then the other commit is Brandon Cummings, who played at Pitt last year, averaged 12.5 points per game. He is a 6'3" guard, spent 2 seasons at Pitt, not really a shooter, better percentage freshman season from 3, 37.7, but only 2.5 attempts per game. Yeah. This past season, the attempts per game went up to 4.8, but the percentage dropped to 32.6, which means through 2 years of college and 50 games, he's shooting below 35% from 3, but he did average 12.5 points in the ACC last season. So Memphis has added 2 players, double-digit scorers from programs that participated in leagues better than the league they'll be asked to participate in next season. I think this is steps in the right direction.
For sure.
You're not going to be able to match Louisville headline for headline.
That's right.
You're not in the ACC, and you don't have Louisville money. I know that they were Memphis' rival for many years in my childhood, but these two programs are in very different places right now. One's in a power conference, one isn't. One has tons of money, the other one not as much. So you're not going to create these big headlines like Louisville did this morning when they went out and signed Carter Knox from Arkansas. You know, Brandon Cummings is not Carter Knox from Arkansas, but he is somebody who averaged 12.5 points in the ACC last season. He's going to be a junior in college, so some experience, some age. I think this is good stuff, and now we see the roster starting to take shape. You got a transfer from Washington State, a transfer from Pitt. You signed a top 100 player from Briarcrest. Like, it's starting to take shape. And is it going to get to a place where it convinces me or John Rothstein or Jeff Borzello to put the Tigers in a preseason top 25? Probably not. I doubt they'll get there. But can they get to a place where when you look at everything on paper, whether it's with your eyeballs or the analytics stuff at evanmia.com or Bart Torvik, whenever all the computers update with all the information, do I think Memphis will have the best roster in the American? Yes.
Okay.
I do. I think Memphis will have the best roster in the American, which should be the goal. When Dr. Scott sat with us after announcing that Penny Hardaway would return for a ninth season at the school, he made it clear we are going to give Penny the resources, both in terms of his staff and in terms of money, given the resources to build the best basketball team in the American and make the NCAA tournament. And then it's up to him to do it. It's up to me, I'm paraphrasing here, but this is more or less what Dr. Scott said. It's up to me and our administration, our school, to put our proudest alum in a position to have the best roster in his league and go to the tournament. It's up to me to put him in a position to do that. That's what I'm going to do. Then it's up to him to do the job. That's the next part. But so far, so good. I think so far, so good.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, too, like, you know, I think some of the guys maybe that were on the roster last year, especially guys that were signed later, were guys that those were the best guys left. These are guys that he actually goes out and wants to bring in to be a part of the program.
That's a good point, and it's very different from where they were last year.
Yeah.
Last year, they were kind of in a holding pattern. What are we doing with Dane Danger? What are we doing with PJ Haggerty? You couldn't really, I mean, you could, and with the benefit of hindsight, probably should have, but I understand how they got caught.
Right.
Like, we got all this money. We're holding it back for Dane. We're holding it back for PJ. If we get them, we're preseason top 20. If we don't, oh, buddy, it's going to get bad. But they were hoping that they'd get that done.
Mm-hmm.
When they didn't get that done and they let the dates slide too deep, now it's like walking in a grocery store, but, you know, they just told you a snowstorm's coming 2 days ago, and now all the bread's gone, all the milk's gone.
Mm-hmm.
The aisles are pretty empty. But you still got to shop. You got to just get whatever's out there, right? All right, I guess I'd rather get this and this. They don't have that anymore, so I'll take this and this. Getting in there and getting work done early is better than that.
Yes.
So I guess you could put it this way. So far, so good is a reasonable opinion to have, I think, about how the offseason is going for Penny. And it's undeniably going better than last offseason went.
Yes.
So
definitely.
So 2 thumbs up so far.
Number 2.
We don't talk a lot of college baseball here, but I saw this headline.
What's
had to bring
going on?
it to your buddy.
We actually have talked a lot of college baseball over the past couple seasons.
What do we talk about?
Well, you had the big UT story, and the coach, after the season goes to the San Francisco Giants, and
feels like we had something.
Well, I mean, dude, we've been talking about it. I mean, remember when
that buddy from
Kumar
Tennessee
Rocker was at Vandy?
Didn't that buddy from Tennessee pimp a homer earlier, but it was just a long fly ball to left, and we laughed about that maybe a little bit?
Maybe that was it, yeah.
I don't know. Okay, so here's another Division I baseball game yesterday.
Okay.
Lehigh and Coppin State.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that. I was thinking maybe you were going to say, like, Arkansas, Mississippi State or something like that.
Arkansas, Mississippi State did not make history yesterday.
Okay.
But Lehigh did. By scoring 20 runs, a Division I record, 20 runs in the first inning of a 38-6 win over Coppin State. 20 runs in the first inning. Now, perhaps the only reason this resonates with me is because I watch baseball every weekend.
Yeah.
I pull my little chair out, and I sit down, and I put my little sunglasses on, and I sit there and I try to mostly just keep to myself. And I just watch kids play baseball all day long.
Yeah.
All right? And they have a run rule typically. And it's like 7 runs in an inning. You got to get off the field. That's 7. Got to get off the field.
Yeah.
Because what they have learned is that if you are a pitcher or a shortstop or in the field, and first off, in baseball, another team is not supposed to be able to score 7 runs on you in an inning. It's like in basketball, scoring like 40 points on you in a minute. Like, it's not supposed to happen. It's not quite apples to apples, but you get the point. So they put in these rules in place for youth baseball where after 7, you got to change it up because, man, that's a hard thing to go through. Being out in the field, just walk, hit, homer, double, triple, walk, hit batsman, double, triple. We're down 8-0. We're down. It's just hard. So you got to get it out of there. I'm telling you, when you watch it, you're talking to the scorekeeper. So how many they got this inning? 5. All right, so 2 more. Jesus, it feels like we've been out there forever. It feels like, ugh, just gave up 7 in an inning? Coppin State gave up 20. Can you imagine what that feels like to be out in the field giving up 20?
No.
20?
Was it just grand slam after grand slam?
8 Mountain Hawks players had reached base in the top of the first inning. 5 runs were scored, and the Eagles made a pitching change before recording the first out.
Well, that makes sense.
Starting pitcher didn't get a single out.
Okay.
The remaining 15 runs came across before out 2. They scored 15 straight runs without getting an out.
But then they were able to get 2.
That doesn't happen in T-ball, I'm telling you. You won't see that in T-ball.
Dang.
15 straight runs without getting an out is not something you'll likely see in T-ball. You might see it in T-ball.
I would. I don't know.
I'd find something else to do.
Yeah.
I'd walk back to the dugout after that first inning. I'd be like, guys, it's pretty clear we ain't any good at this.
Yeah, and I mean, it'd be different if it was like, again, like Arkansas doing that to you.
It's just Lehigh.
And Lehigh might be great at college baseball. I don't know.
They shouldn't be this great. Nobody should be this great.
I don't think so.
Like the Dodgers shouldn't be able to score 15 runs on you without you getting 1 out. Like somebody's just going to pop up eventually.
Right.
Like that's the thing about baseball. Somebody will just pop.
You just get lucky in moments.
Well, like in a home run derby. You watch a home run derby.
Right.
The best hitters in the world will just pop up sometimes.
Sure.
How did nobody for Lehigh just pop up?
I don't know.
Shohei pops up sometimes, but no Lehigh players did against Coppin State. I think I'd quit. Would you quit?
I don't know. You can't quit. Sports are about life experience.
I think once your life puts you in a position where you're experiencing 20 runs in 1 inning, you either got to end baseball or
maybe there should be a mercy rule at some point.
Maybe we need a mercy rule.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
That's tough, man.
Lehigh had 28 plate appearances during the inning with 11 walks, 6 hits. They had 6 batters get hit in the first inning. Sounds like my buddy he had a little control problems. Just a rough day.
Really bad.
Rough day for Coppin State. I hope they bounce back. I'm going to keep an eye on them.
Number 3.
Okay. The Columbus Blue Jackets.
Oh, speaking of bad teams.
Yeah. The Columbus Blue Jackets are also a terrible NHL team.
Yeah, I want to say that there was like a list that came out not too long ago that was like the worst franchises in sports, and I believe they were one of the top.
So they got a coach. His name's Rick Bowness, I guess. And after they lost last night, it was a season-ending loss to the Washington Capitals last night. Here's what Rick decided to say about his team. I wish Rick would do exit interviews for the Grizzlies.
I mean, dude, they did have a winning record.
Let's get Rick Bowman in here and let him do exit interviews for the Grizzlies. This is the type of exit interviews I like.
What did he do?
The NHL coach, he sat down at the post-game press conference. He said, all right, I'm about to level with you guys. All right? This is it. This is the last game of the season. I'm about to talk to you about my shitty team.
Okay.
Here's what he said. Just look at the stat sheet. 3 hits, 23 giveaways. I don't know if I'm back next season, but if I'm back, I'm changing this culture. These guys, they don't care. Losing is not important enough to them. It doesn't bother them. How can you go out and play like that? If they're not embarrassed by tonight, by that, they're on the wrong team. I should have done this about a month ago, but this is where we are. This is why we're out of the playoffs. That kind of effort. You have to hate losing. I don't care if it's a meaningless game. I don't care. Show up and compete. Sounds like Adam Silver talking to the NBA All-Stars.
Damn.
He's tired of it. I've never coached, so I'm fascinated by how you get the best out of people. Because in life, like, that's a skill that translates. Yeah, it's important for coaching. You know where it's also important? In parenting. How do you get the best out of people? I don't know how to do that. I'm not that good at that. Or you think you're good at that?
At
just getting the best out of your kids.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, I don't know how to. When I read these quotes, it resonated with me in the sense that this is a man who cannot reach his players. He can't get them to do the things he thinks they ought to be doing automatically, right? He sounds like a self-motivated guy with real pride.
Yep.
Who's like, you're competing. Compete. This is your job. Take it seriously. And he can't reach them. And it just boils over. Just frustration. Like, why do I care more about this than you care about this? And I understand that feeling because, if I'm being honest, I have it with my kids sometimes. My kids are awesome, but sometimes when I go, like, why? This is your homework. You know this isn't done as well as you could do it. I know how smart you are, and I know what you're capable of. And I know this is not to your standard, and I don't understand why you just gave this to me. Like, I have a million different flaws, but one thing that I think's a positive about myself is that I'm pretty self-motivated. Like, nobody has to wake me up and tell me to do my job. Nobody has to tell me to prep for a show. Nobody has to tell me to stay up and do, like, I'm not saying I do everything perfectly, but I want to be good at the things that I'm trying to do.
I get it.
Nobody has to say, GP, did you prepare 5 more things? GP, do you think you're ready for this thing? Like, I have pride in what I'm doing, and I don't need anybody to push me to do that. Like, honestly, my bosses for years now, more. It hasn't always been this way, but certainly at CBS, and I know this at 92.9, they just leave me alone. Everybody just sort of like, he don't. Like, we were at the Final Four, and Kelly was talking to one of my bosses, and she was like, in terms of like high maintenance, low maintenance, where would Gary rank? And one of my bosses was like, the lowest, because I don't bother anybody. Nobody bothers me. Just I show up when I'm supposed to show up. I do my, and then I run into this sometimes with my children, who are great in ways that I'm not great at. But like, why do I have to beg you to do this? Why do I have to beg you to do the things that I don't think I should have to be begging you to do? Like, you got a spelling test today. Do you want to do well on it? Would you feel embarrassed if you didn't do well on it? Like, if the grades come back and yours is not good, do you not care? Because that's what this coach was saying. These guys are getting embarrassed, and they don't care. I care about them more than they care about themselves. And I know we're talking about adults with jobs and kids and whatever, but all of this stuff makes sense. How do you reach people when you're having trouble reaching them? How do you get them to motivate more, care more? I heard Dan Hurley talking about this the other day. He was like, there's different times for different things. And he said, so in practice, and this like resonated with me because I don't know, it made sense. He said, in practice, I'm hard because I'm teaching. I'm trying to instill things. We're not trying to win anything in practice necessarily. I'm just trying to shape them and mold them and get them to care about the right things and do the right things. And so I'm going to stop every time they do something wrong because we're fixing that now. I'm going to yell. I'm going to get in their face. I'm going to say things that maybe I wouldn't even be proud of me saying them, right? But that's what that space is for. In practice, we are working. We don't have to be best friends here. I'm trying to make you into the best version of yourself and this is the way I have to do it. But he said in the games, if you see me, I'm not yelling at my players, not too often in the ways that you think. I'm usually trying to build them up. In practices, I am beating on them. In the games, I'm trying to instill confidence in them in these situations because that's what they need there. I'll beat them up again tomorrow. But in this moment, I gotta instill confidence. Mm-hmm. So it was like, depending on the setting, I have two very different approaches with the exact same people because that's how I know to get the most out of them. And I was like, that's interesting. And I bet you the frustration you have as a coach is not that dissimilar from the frustration you sometimes have as a parent when you were looking at your children, or in this case, looking at your players, and you're saying, I'm doing everything I can to put you in a position to succeed. I care about this. I'm staying up late. I'm getting up early. I'm putting into work. And you don't seem like you care as much as I care about this thing that reflects more on you than it does on me in some ways. Why? How do you change that? I bet there's a book somewhere.
There's probably a book.
Probably a book somewhere. But I felt bad for this guy. I didn't even know he existed yesterday. But then he had this press conference, went in on all his players, and I guess he had one thing right at the very least. He probably won't be back next year.
Probably not.
He probably won't be back.
That's why you do that.
That's why you do that.
Yeah.
You know, hey, it's the Tommy West thing. You know, when you're going to go out
swinging,
go out guns blazing, go out swinging. Columbus Blue Jackets, they got some work to do.
Yeah.
Number 4.
It's now official. Diana Russini has resigned her position at The Athletic less than a week after the New York Post published pictures of her and Patriots coach Mike Vrabel alone in a hot tub. She released a long statement yesterday. I'll read you part of it. She said, I have covered the NFL with professionalism and dedication throughout my career, and I stand behind every story I have ever published. When the page 6 item first appeared, The Athletic supported me unequivocally, expressed confidence in my work, and pride in my journalism. For that, I am grateful. In the days that followed, unfortunately, commentators in various media have engaged in self-feeding speculation that is simply detached from the facts. She then went on to say, moreover, this media frenzy is hurtling forward without regard for the review process The Athletic is trying to complete. It continues to escalate, fueled by repeated leaks, and I have no interest in submitting to a public inquiry that has already caused far more damage than I am willing to accept. Rather than allowing this to continue, I have decided to step aside now before my current contract expires on June 30th. I do so not because I accept the narrative that has been constructed around this episode, but because I refuse to lend it further oxygen or to let it define me or my career. End of statement. That is terrible. She should have not released that. If I were her advisor, I would have said, is that what you want to say? And if she said yes, I'd have said, you'd be better off saying nothing. You'd be better off saying nothing. She literally says in the statement, I don't want to give this more oxygen. Well, don't release a 300-word statement because that is how you give it more oxygen. That's why we're talking about it again today.
Sure.
All right? Also, bullshit. You're just full of shit. I say that as respectfully as I can say it, but like your name is tarnished now based on the lack of professionalism you appeared to show in these photos that surfaced. There is a chance, I'm not predicting it, that you'll never be an NFL insider again at any reputable outlet because every scoop you get going forward, fair or not, and I would argue on some level unfair, but whatever, fair or not, reality, going forward, every scoop you get, as soon as you tweet it, right underneath it, everybody's going to go, oh, I know what you did to get that. I know what you did to get that. Oh, where's the hot tub pictures this time? That's what she's dealing with now. If you can undo that, prove otherwise, if your story stands up to scrutiny, you would 100% want that to be known. The only reason you bow out now because you don't want to deal with the public inquiry is because there ain't nothing good that's going to come of this for you. Mm. Her initial story was, it's not how it looks. I was on a girls' trip. Mike Vrabel was there. It's not how it looks. And The Athletic initially said, okay, we got it. It's fine. But then people kept asking questions like, okay, if it's a girls' trip, where are the other girls? There's nobody else in that hot tub. There's nobody else in this frame where you're hugging and holding hands. There's no other visible people in any of these shots. No eyewitnesses who are talking to the New York Post are putting anybody else at the table with you guys, anybody else in the bungalow with you guys, anybody else in the hot tub with you guys. All right? So what The Athletic clearly did at some point was say, hey, Diana, you know we love you and we believe you, but like this has gotten, you know, I can just tell you this stuff. It has gotten like, now everybody's talking about it. So like, here's the deal. It was a girls' trip. We believe you. Who were the girls? Let's get them. Let's get can we put them on camera and be like, I was with Diana the whole time. Here's my receipt. Here's my plane ticket. She was with Mike Vrabel for 5 minutes. We bumped into him. Then it was us out of debt. Like, give us the girls. Who are they? They don't exist. There would be pictures of them. You would have already seen them. She's mad everybody else is leaking stuff. If there were pictures to be leaked that could help her, she would have leaked them. Right? Yeah, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I think that all makes sense.
If people thought, if I was about to lose my job because people thought I crossed a journalistic line and I know I didn't and I could show you that I didn't, that's the first thing I'd want to do. But if my story is already not holding up to scrutiny, then that's when you bow out and play the aggressor. I'm not gonna be put through this. I'll just quit. No, it reminds me that I think I'll probably mess it up, but there's a story about Future. I don't even know if it's true or not, but just funny. I hope it's true.
Okay.
So Future is like, you know, in a relationship with whoever he's in a relationship with, and he gets accused. It might just be a funny story I saw on the internet, but I hope it's true. Either way, you'll get the point. So Future is in a relationship with who's ever in a relationship with, and she accuses him of cheating. And you know what he does? He immediately breaks up with her. They're in a relationship. She accuses him of cheating, and his response to that is, I'm done with you. And she's like, what? He said, I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't trust me. And just flipped the whole thing. Now she's like, hold on. He's like, no, we're done. If you don't trust me, we're done. Just flip the whole thing. Remember, it starts with, I think you're cheating. And before you can even have that conversation, he's flipped the whole thing to, I don't want to be in a relationship if you don't trust me. So we're done here. That's what she just did. The Athletic, if you're going to actually make me explain myself to you why I was in a hot tub with Mike Vrabel, I'll just walk away now. I don't want to work for somebody that doesn't trust me or believe my story. It's the same thing. But trust me, if she had pictures to make those other pictures not look so bad, you would have already seen them. You would have already seen them.
Do you think that Mike Vrabel will or even has to say anything?
Yes.
I think he will be asked about this
100%.
at a press conference for
100%.
sure. Yeah.
And I hope people realize, because I know some people don't, like when we're talking about this, these are very different things for Diana Russini and Mike Vrabel. They both have, given that they're both married, I don't know the status of their marriages or the standards or guidelines of their marriages. Some people have marriages where things are cool, and some people have marriages where things are not cool. And I think it's always important to remember that kind of stuff when you're talking about this kind of stuff. So I don't know what's going on with their personal lives, but in theory, Mike Vrabel might have a personal problem because of these pictures. But it's not the same type of workplace problem. Because what she is accused of, or at least what these pictures suggest, is that you are getting way too comfortable with a source in a way that people have speculated on for years, and now it's just boom, right there in front. That's like, there is no actual journalist who will defend what she was doing in that photo. Just that picture alone is problematic for an NFL insider to be in a hot tub with an NFL head coach alone. That's problematic. It just is. If you don't understand that, you don't understand how the business works. That alone is problematic. And that's why you won't find one serious journalist who will say anything otherwise. You'll have people in chats and on Twitter who like to, virtue signal and be like, whoa, if this was a man, it's different. It's different. It's different. It just is. If you don't understand, you don't understand. That's fine. Everybody doesn't have to understand everything. But it's very different. And as she notes in her resignation letter, she's been in this business for 15 years at ESPN and the New York Times and all these places, right? Have you seen one person come out and say, I know Diana Russini. This is not who she is. You guys got it all wrong. I mean, there might be one person out there, but it's not. There aren't people defending her, not even her friends, really. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. And I just thought the letter from her was ridiculous. Like, you're not walking away from this because you don't think you should have to go through the public scrutiny. You're walking away from this because this story does not get better for you the more people keep digging into it. Right now, as long as it doesn't go anywhere else, you can still always say, as ridiculous as it looks, it was nothing. But this investigation unfolds, and they find out, oh, no, you didn't really have friends there. You can't show us that you had friends there. So then this is exactly what it looks like. You were there with him. That's what it looks like right now. You were there with him, which clearly causes all sorts of journalism lines. Just does. Nothing that was going to come from this investigation was going to help her. So you get out of the investigation. Apples to oranges, but same thing. Tiger Woods crashes a car. They want to give him a breathalyzer. You know what he said? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the breathalyzer. You know what he blew? 0.0. You know why he was willing to do the breathalyzer?
Because he couldn't get caught there.
He knew.
Yeah.
He knew I haven't drank anything. That breathalyzer is going to come back clean, clean, clean. So as long as they're asking you questions that aren't going to hurt you, you'll answer them. Then they said, we got to take some blood. Oh, no, you're not taking blood because that's going to show you what I actually put in my body. So this is where the investigation stops. I'm out. I'm not saying another word. He bowed out of that investigation at the exact time that she bowed out of this one, when it became clear moving forward is going to hurt me, not help me. So it's time to get out of it. Same thing.
Yeah.
Different set of circumstances, but same thing. Wish her luck, though.
Yep.
Number 5.
Senior skip day went bad again.
This story just sucks.
Second time in 3 weeks.
Yeah, this story's awful. It just bad all around.
17-year-old boy. Teenager, junior, Millington. According to the reports, like 200 kids, senior skip day, Shelby Farms, middle of the day, 12:15, middle of the day, like right now. You know, like 24 hours ago, there were a couple hundred kids, whole lives in front of them, getting ready to graduate high school or, whatever. And in theory, he's supposed to be having a good time. And best I can tell, it started that way. Water gun fight between kids. How cute. And then somehow a water gun fight turns into a real gun something, and bullets fly, and kid got hit in the head. And that's a hard one to survive. So now an entire school's having to deal with that. Family's devastated. Young man's life is over. For what? For what?
It's a great question.
Same thing happened at Tomley Park. Luckily, the young girl survived that one, but that's real trauma. And it also, you can get mad at everybody who says something you don't like to hear about the city, but it ain't good when our parks are where kids are getting shot. Tom Lee Park is where you're supposed to go to a music festival, not to get shot. Shelby Farms is where you're supposed to go to ride bikes and fish, not get shot. I was at Shelby Farms at 12:15 on a Sunday a month ago, riding bikes with my family.
I'm there every week at both parks. I'm in both of them every week. Take my kids all the time.
Because when the LeBron thing comes out and people start quoting crime statistics and, we get into the whole conversation again. I see some people say things like, Memphis is just like any other city. There's good parts and there's bad parts. And as long as you stay away from the bad parts, you're going to be fine. You hear that sometimes, right?
Yes.
People say that.
Yes.
That's not true anymore. It's just not. It used to be true. I don't know exactly when to pinpoint it, but I can remember you'd look at crime maps or whatever, and it'd be like, okay, that's that, and that's that. But I'm not there. I don't go there. should be fine. So yeah, is Memphis a dangerous city with crime statistics that reinforce that? Sure, but it was mostly in pockets. Now people get shot outside the Orpheum. Okay, I'm not making this up. People get shot on Bill Street. People get shot at Tom Lee Park. People get shot at Shelby Farms. You can get shot anywhere. Get shot anywhere. So we can have all our public rallies and 901 days, but like when 901 day ends in gunshots in front of the Orpheum, you've got a real problem. When kids can't go to Shelby Farms, or like just people can't go to Shelby Farms. Like, this is something I have really done before. Left the studio and had to go out east for something, I don't remember what, but then just needed to like sit down and get some work done before I went and picked the boys up from school. And I just sort of looked up and I was out at Shelby Farms and I was just like, you know what? They got a coffee shop there. I'll just get out and like, you know, look at the water, look at the trees, have a cup of coffee, and I'll just go to Shelby Farms and sit there this afternoon. Enjoy it. It's beautiful. If I would have done that yesterday, I would have maybe been right in the middle of that, which doesn't make it better or worse. I'm just saying the idea that if you just don't go to this place or don't go to that place, you'll be fine. What? I can't go to the Orpheum anymore? I can't go to Tom Lee Park, can't go to Shelby Farms. Bill Street? Name the place where you actually don't have to worry about anything. And this one ain't even like the stupid shit like carjackings or any of that, road rage. It's just, you know what this one is? Kids being dumb, but the stuff that used to be a fight is now a gunfight.
That's where it just, it's so different because I, like, you know, when we talk about this, like, I don't want to sound like the, you know, out of touch old guy talking about it, but it really, I mean,
I don't even care.
No,
like I hear that, and you know when I say that, like I don't care. Like a 17-year-old kid got shot in the head at Shelby Farms. They'll talk to me about, let's not focus on the negative. A 17-year-old kid got shot in the head at Shelby Farms yesterday. 3 weeks after a 17-year-old kid got shot in the back at Tom Lee Park on senior skip days. Yeah. I don't care how old I am or what part of the area I live in. That's a problem.
Yeah. And what I was going to say is, like, it's, you know, when I was in high school, like that all that kind of stuff happened. Like
we did all these things.
All these things, the senior skip days, the going to everybody goes and gathers at one spot and stuff like that. The difference now is you might have seen people get in a fight. I did see people get in a fight, but you just never worried about someone pulling out a gun and shooting somebody. That is what has changed.
As I've said many times, I didn't grow up in Collierville, all right? I didn't grow up in South Memphis, but I didn't grow up in Collierville. I grew up around knuckleheads. I was one. Doing stuff that if I caught my kids doing, I'd kill them, right? Like, I'm so appreciative that as frustrating as my children can be sometimes in certain aspects, like they're all head and shoulders better at their age than I was at their age. All right? Credit their mom for that, I guess. But even in all the nonsense I was running around and doing, just stuff I shouldn't have been doing at that age or perhaps any age, it never... I mean, I watch people like jump on the ground, beat people's heads to kick them into the curb. Like, I've seen it all. And there was never a point where I was like, what if somebody pulls out a gun right now? It just wasn't something you thought about.
It really wasn't.
When I was young. And now, if I saw two people arguing in any parking lot, anywhere in the area, I mean, a parking lot down by St. Jude, a parking lot in Collierville at the mall, anywhere. If I saw two people arguing, I would go, I bet one of them might just pull out a gun and shoot the other one. Because it does happen. People argue over a parking spot, shoot them. Then this is where the other one happens. It sometimes starts as a fight, but then somebody's getting their ass kicked. Used to, when somebody's getting their ass kicked in a fight, their friends would jump in, or somebody's friends would jump in and be like, all right, break it up, break it up, break it up. But now, like, you just reach in and you grab the gun. You got to get this guy off of you. You got the guy. See, somebody's always carrying a gun now, wherever you are. So you could take 200 kids out of Shelby Farms, and somebody's going to have a gun. So it's always going to have the potential to pop off. And now we've had it happen 2 times in 3 weeks. And we shouldn't just say, oh, man, isn't that sad? We should say, it's obviously sad, but Jesus Christ. What are we doing? And the truth is, it's just, there's no secret here. It's poverty. It's a country flooded with guns and poverty. That's a terrible combination. A country flooded with guns and poverty is a terrible combination. But that's what we're getting. And it stinks. It stinks that I know it's hyperbolic to walk around with your head on a swivel all the time. I don't live my life like that. But it sucks that I have a reference point within the past year of if you go to Tom Lee Park, gunshots might just pop off. If you go to Shelby Farms, gunshots might just pop off. If you go to the Orpheum, gunshots might just pop off. If you go to Bill Street, gunshots might just pop off. I have reference points for every one of those in the past year. That's not LeBron James being mean. That's your local news telling you what's happening in your city. I don't have any solutions, so perhaps all this is just wasted energy. But it does depress me. It does depress me.
It does me too. It does me too. I don't really have an answer either.
Like my wife was just telling me about one of her friends who lost her son, who was, similarly aged for different reasons. And the mother was just like, I'll never get over that. Like I'm trying to, I go to movies.
Move on with your life.
I go to movies and, I watch the Super Bowl and if I see something funny, I laugh at it, but I just will never, ever get over this and feel that way. And there's somebody right now who woke up yesterday and sent their kid. I don't know what they did. I mean, I don't want to, but like a 17-year-old kid got shot in the head yesterday at Shelby Farms.
For nothing.
I mean, can't imagine it was anything worth it.
Right.
Be back in a second.
Azzy's making money thanks to the new CBA.
Incredible stuff.
Her
Good stuff.
Rookie contract. She is projected to make $500,000 this year, and just in comparison, Paige made $78,000 last year, and Caitlin Clark made $76,000.
Anytime we get workers getting paid what they're worth, I'm all for it.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
When the arena lights dim for a concert or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person who will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's a person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to give you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let other fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
The Grizzlies are proud to partner with Prime Global Group, a leader in innovative, socially responsible real estate investment. Discover Smart strategies that align with your values at primeglobalgroup.net. That is primeglobalgroup.net. Primeglobalgroup.net. Let's do carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
Well, there's been some more transfer portal moves in the past few days. USC added a transfer from Georgetown. John Calipari added Georgia's leading scorer, so you get SEC to SEC transfer. Inside the conference, he will stay. It's calls for some movement in the top 25 and 1. I left the Razorbacks at number 6. Just don't think they belong in front of Duke right now. Reasonable minds could disagree, but St. John's, this was the biggest headline of the past 24 hours. After playing without a point guard much of last season, Rick Pitino said not going to do that again. They went out and signed a 6'5", 23-year-old point guard from England who has been playing professional basketball since 2019. It's now 2026. He's got great positional size, real EuroLeague experience. Some people think that he projects on paper as like a preseason All-American. So Rick Pitino, after struggling early in the season, last season without a point guard, gets one of the best available in the world for next season's team. The Red Storm are still inside the top 15 of the top 25 and 1. Version 6 posted this morning.
What's today's biggest game?
All right, we're going back to the NBA play-in. Big bet, Bennett. We're going Magic Sixers because that's where we have rooting interest. We need Tyrese Maxey to go big. We need Paolo Banchero and Desmond Bane to struggle. 76ers Magic, no Joel Embiid. Sixers still 1.5-point favorite. Totals 224.5. The winner will be the 7 seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. The loser will play Friday against the Hornets for the right to be the 8 seed. How are you going to act?
I guess I'll go Philly. Worked last night.
We got to ride with our heart.
Yeah.
Philadelphia minus the 1.5. 6:30 tip. You'll be able to stream it again tonight. It'll be on Prime Video.
What are we watching on TV?
All right, you asked me to do it. I did it. I watched Euphoria season 3, episode 1 late last night. Thought it was fine.
Yeah, it was good.
I did not like it. Like, maybe the season is going to be bad, but I didn't think episode 1 was bad.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad either. The one thing that because I didn't want to talk to you about it yesterday until you watched it, and maybe this is like this is gonna be explained, but Jacob Elordi's character Nate, he's like not the same guy. Meaning he was a horrible person for the first 2 seasons. Like a real villain, and he's like this kind of sympathetic figure.
People change.
Yeah, but
is it okay for people to change?
But what brought about the change is what I'm saying.
Maybe his dad going to jail for being a pedophile?
Maybe so, but like there's got to be some, it was extremely noticeable. And so like what happened there over this time jump?
Perhaps we'll find out.
Okay, we need to find out though, because like it's too obvious for there not to be some kind of explanation here. And maybe he's maybe he's gonna turn into who we think he really is. But I don't know. I was just it took me off guard.
And the Sydney Sweeney stuff is interesting, not for the reasons that everybody wants to post pictures and be like, look, like I don't even care about the typical reasons people want to talk about Sydney Sweeney. I mean, in terms of the writing, they kind of leaned into who she is. Like, right-wing-ish influencer on, just using her appearance for money. And like her own husband is like, are you sure this is what you want to be doing? And she's like, this is what men want. This is easy. It's an easy way to make a lot of money, And that her real life is that. Like, she's taking all of these things. I read like an essay on her the other day, and it was like she's actually smart because she recognizes, like Zendaya, I know you disagree with this, but Zendaya's like on the gonna win Oscars someday trajectory. And people don't talk about Sydney Sweeney that way. They talk about her as a sex symbol that will have an expiration date. So maximize everything you are right now so that you can do whatever you want to do the rest of your life. But you need to pop everything you are right now, because at some point you will age out of the sex symbol stuff, and then you'll just be another, aging sex symbol, as opposed to a gifted and talented and accomplished performer the way Zendaya is tracking to be. That's what people say. It's not me.
Okay,
it's not me. That's what people say.
And I love Zendaya. She's awesome. But she's also had multiple chances to be in the running for an Oscar, and it has not panned out.
Okay, Bennett.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what people say.
I mean, she's done more Oscar fodder movies than Sydney Sweeney has.
Just trying to tell you what people say.
I got you. I'm just saying.
So I thought it was interesting with this character. She is literally telling her husband, look at me, and look how easy it is for me to make all this money. Just let me do it. And he's like, okay, go ahead, knock yourself out. And that is kind of what she's doing in real life, just on a very different level. All right? And then Sharon Stone's in there.
Yeah.
Sharon Stone was Sydney Sweeney. Sharon Stone walked so Sydney Sweeney could run.
Love Sharon Stone.
Everybody loves Sharon Stone.
She's great.
And it occurred to me last night as I'm watching as well, when we're talking about all these big movie stars who were in Euphoria, Zendaya, Sydney Sweeney, Jacob Elordi, Coleman Domingo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's a big star now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I thought it was fine. I thought episode 1 was fine.
Me too.
I look forward to episode 2.
I absolutely do as well.
All right, Bennett.
Yeah.
We found something. We found a bond.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
What's the best thing we've read?
All right. Over at CBSSports.com, Tom Fernelli on the homepage right now has got his updated mock draft. Needless to say, Fernando Mendoza, Indiana quarterback, going first to the Raiders. After that, he's got the Jets taking the edge from Ohio State. You can see the full mock right now, homepage, CBSSports.com.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Tomorrow will be Thursday. Be looking back on these NBA play-in games, getting ready for Friday's NBA play-in games. Michael Wallace will join me in the second segment. He's always great, so looking forward to that already. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll try to enjoy mine. And we'll be back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.